work. That's cool.
It works.
Ugh. How do you feel about Falcon being Captain America?
It's horrible.
Honest to God, when he had first became Captain America, I was kind of all for it because I was like, damn, a motherfucker who's flying. Like, imagine like him in the air going against like Tony. He throws the fucking shield and he just keeps rebounding it off his fucking helmet and shit. That shit would be cool as fuck. Honest to God. But like, I don't know. Like, they didn't give him the super soldier serum, so it's kind of a waste.
No, he just honestly sucks. I think it's more or less for plot armor. He has something in store. Maybe they don't give the nigga superpowers. I mean, he gonna get superpowers.
They told, you know what they said? They said multiple times he will never get the super soldier serum because it's just not meant for him. He's a different Captain America for a different
That's how it
age.
works exactly, because everyone else has durability. But I'm just gonna say this: if someone has a high power caliber rifle and they shoot him,
well, technically speaking, Captain America, the original, you know, Steve Rogers, even the secondary Captain America, Bucky Barnes, and even the third Captain America being Sam Wilson, all three of them can die to guns. That's why they have the shield. But you're right, Sam would probably die first.
Yeah, I feel like like Sam Wilson, I forgot his other name.
Sam Wilson.
No, not
Falcon.
No, the original Cap.
Steve Rogers.
Yeah, Steve Rogers. I feel like he could take the bullet, but his body would definitely fight, but it won't do as much damage. Like, yeah, you're right. You're right. They both take damage and stuff, but yeah, Falcon. I don't think he'll be a fighter, so he'll go up pretty quick, especially if it was like Bullseye.
You know what's fucking crazy? So I wrote this whole ass fucking Google Doc, you know, trying to think about like, you know, Falcon, because I've seen like you saw with me the, you know, Captain America 4 movie, and I'm gonna be honest, that movie was ass. But
I feel bad for the people who was excited to see it.
Bro, I was excited to see it, and that shit was ass. Like,
I knew it was gonna be ass because you said the main character was gonna be Black Falcon. You know that movie wasn't gonna be a fucking seller. It's like, oh my god, a main black lead. This nigga's not. He's not Chadwick Boseman. Okay, he's not no Michael B. Jordan. You feel me? I already knew that movie was gonna suck. I seen his performance in Black Mirror when he was, you know, virtually having sex with Black Manta in a damn game. And I just knew that movie was not gonna perform well. I already knew, and it's like, yeah, somehow, you know, Hulk loses. And I'm like, come on now, really? Red Hulk loses to Sam Wilson, Black Falcon, really? Red Hulk loses to that dude out of everybody. Going on.
Bro, here's the craziest shit. Can you name me one fight the Falcon has ever had in the MCU that you're before Captain America 4 that you're like, all right?
No, you know, I can actually think of more fights with War Machine than I can with fucking Black Falcon.
That's the craziest shit because I wrote this. This motherfucker, his first appearance, he lost 2 of his fights. He only won 1, and it was against a basic guy. It was Crossbones, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't Crossbones with any gear. He fought Crossbones 1v1. Cat beat Crossbones in an elevator with 20 other guys. Congratulations to that. No one remembers Falcon beating Crossbones at the end. The most memorable fight that I can honestly remember with Falcon is, before he's Captain America, is honest to God an Ant-Man. Where he gets his ass beat by a brand new superhero.
He was an Ant-Man?
Yeah, he was an Ant-Man. He got his ass beat.
The first one?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Remember Ant-Man fought him? They fought him at the Avengers compound?
Oh, yeah. That's how bad I remember him. I remember Ant-Man more than I did him.
Bro, the craziest shit is like, I don't mind you taking like a secondary character and then propping them up to be better. But here's the problem. When you have, because when you factor in all the movies, you have Captain America, the Winter Soldier, the freeway fight, he loses there. Fighting Bucky one-on-one, he loses there. Bucky tears off his wing. He wins against Crossbones. Congratulations. Cap beat him and 15 other guys in the elevator. So, cool. No one's going to remember that. His most remembered fight, he loses to Ant-Man, a guy who has the suit for like a week or two. And he loses to him on home turf. That's sad. Then you have the Civil War where the only win he has in that film is a team win where the Avengers are jumping crossbones and a bunch of regular men. So, like, I would hope you'd win that fight. His only win in Infinity War is a team win where the Avengers are jumping two members of the Black Order to save Vision. His only, real wins that he has here. So, like, in his own show, right, in Falcon and Winter Soldier, do you remember that show? So,
I remember that one. Yeah.
In that show, they have, 5 real big fights that he's involved in. So, the first one, Falcon versus Backtroc the Leaper. It's an aerial fight. It's the one that starts the show. Falcon wins that one. Hey, props to you. He wins. He has a beautiful new red suit, beautiful new red wings. I fucking love his red wings in that. He loses to the Flag Smashers on a bus, and it's like a team fight. So he loses that one, which is fine. Don't expect you to beat the main bad guy at the start of your show. He wins a team fight, which is Falcon and Bucky versus John Walker, U.S. agent, which is fine, hey. But still, he couldn't do it by himself, and neither could Bucky for some reason. And then the last win is Cap and Bucky versus the Flag Smashers, because I don't really count Captain America versus Backdrop. He had to fly away at the end fight for that. So that's a tie. But in all of his show, he has 3 wins. And out of those 3 main wins, 2 of them are team wins. Only one of them is a solo win, and it's the one that opens the fucking show. He doesn't win another solo win for the rest of the show because all of it is team based, which is insane. Because if you factor that in, by this point in his entire MCU, he has had 2 solo wins, 5 team wins, 1 tie, and 6 losses. So he has more losses than he has solo wins. He has only 2 solo wins, and he has 5 team wins, right? So most of the time he's winning because he's with the Avengers. You get into his movie, and all 4 fights are solo fights, and he wins every single one of them. Every single one of them. Which makes his win-loss go from 2 before his movie to 6 after his movie. So now his solo wins are tied with his losses. And he beats the Serpent Society at the start. Again, I don't have a problem with him beating the Serpent Society. They're just a bunch of regular guys. That's cool. But, like, the first issue I had was when he lands with his jet boosters. When he goes, BAM! And he lands. Do you know the superhero landing? Everyone's like, oh my god, he did the superhero landing. Yeah. How the fuck did he survive? Because he's just a normal guy, and he lands at, like, literally a sonic boom. Hits the fucking ground. And his legs are...
basic suit, too. It's not like an Iron Man suit. You got a point. Maybe it's the shoes? Maybe he has, like, some suppression or something like that. Maybe there's something in his suit that can suppress the fault, something like that. That's what I'm thinking. I
hope to God that's the case, because they never...
high-tech wings or some crowd?
He has high-tech wings, but I don't know if he has a high-tech boot.
Maybe it's something in there that helps him protect him from fall damage. Maybe we just don't know about it.
Hey, guys. Because, like, he beats the Serpent Society. He beats Japan, which is kind of funny. He beats them in the air, which is fine. He beats Gus Fring, which I'm not... Like, I know that they're, like, really hyping up this fight because, they beat Sidewinder, the guy who plays Gus Fring from Breaking Bad. And I'm like, okay, cool, he beats him and whatnot. Like, that's, I would expect you to beat, like, someone that looks like he's a 60-year-old man. Like, I would hope you could beat him in hand-to-hand combat. Like, yeah. And, like, then he beats the Red Hulk. And it's, like, never in any of his films does he showcase anywhere near something that capable, and it kind of irked me to see him beat Red Hulk. Like, I don't care if Red Hulk is a brand new spanking Hulk that just came out.
Yeah.
It's a fucking Hulk. It's a fucking Hulk. Like, and I'm not saying, like, Falcon could never beat him. Like, if Red Hulk's daughter showed up and calmed him down.
Yeah.
I could work with that. It's kind of like a Justice League situation where Batman was like, hey, we can't beat Superman, we'll bring in Lois Lane. I can kind of take it. It's a little dumb, sure, but it's a reason. Captain America looks at this man after they both look beaten up, and he's like, look, man, I'm here. I care about you, bro. Red Hulk's like, damn. And he's like, you know who else cares about you? He's like, damn, you're right. And he starts tearing up, and he transforms back. And I'm like, you know what? If maybe this relationship was built up over the course of years rather than the course of this 2-hour shitty movie, maybe I could, believe that, Falcon would be enough, or Captain America would be enough to, make Red Hulk calm down. But like they knew each other for the course of just this movie, so like they've not, as far as I know, I don't even think these motherfuckers have had one conversation with each other on screen. They've been in the same room, but I don't think they've ever had a conversation with each other one on one. And now I'm like supposed to believe these guys are the best of friends. Like it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And then like they changed his fucking personality, bro. I fucking hated that shit, bro. Like they changed his personality from the movies and the TV shows to where he was this wisecracking, snarky kind of character, because you could do that with Falcon. He's kind of he's kind of like a more reserved version of Star Lord, in my opinion. I could fuck with, his kind of humor. But then when you get to the fourth Captain America film, he's just trying to act like Cap. He's just trying to act serious all the time. There's very little room for levity. He's just.
Isn't he in charge of the Avengers?
He's trying to be. He's trying to be, which is actually kind of funny that you brought that up, because I thought it was funny because Captain America's whole thing, Steve Rogers, is that he leads the Avengers, right? Mm-hmm. What I find very interesting is I really do think Bucky should have been Captain America. I really do, because it feels like, one, they were building up to that. Two, he has better fights. Like even from Civil War, I can remember the fucking
durability.
Yeah, he has similar durability to Cap, and like even Winter Soldier, when he seen Civil War, he fought like 4 or 5 Avengers. Of course, they weren't in all their gear, but still, and he fought them all solo and was whooping their ass. And that's a fight I remember, and that motherfucker's not even in his costume. And I remember him beating the fuck out of 4 Avengers. But Falcon, I'm like, the only fight I can remember before his own movie is he got his ass beat by Ant-Man. Like, and it wasn't even really that much of a contest. Like, sure, he held his own a little bit, but like, he got his ass beat by Ant-Man, bro. Ant-Man. Like, and I'm not saying you can't come back from that. I'm not saying you can't come back from getting your ass beat by Ant-Man. You could have Falcon maybe show up in Ant-Man 2, and maybe they're like, hey, Falcon, we need someone to take down Ant-Man, and you're the only Avenger we have right now because everyone else is dealing with Thanos. Can you go and take down Ant-Man? And Falcon goes and takes him down, but Ant-Man at this point turns into Giant Man, right? And he, for some reason, maybe the giant pin particles are making Ant-Man be a little loopy or crazy, so he's causing destruction, so Falcon just needs to take him down. You take down Giant Man, hey, you're forgiven for losing to Ant-Man. There you go. But they never do anything like that. It's like the Thanos versus Hulk shit. Hulk never gets his redemption. He never fought him. He just looks like a bitch forever now.
Yeah, he still is.
Yeah, and they actually hype it up in Civil War where they're like, oh, he might fight Ant-Man again. They have that rivalry, and it's like, I don't want to see Ant-Man versus Captain America with an Iron Man Black Panther armor. That's just cheating. That's fucking cheating. No, he's like half the Avengers now. Like, it's stupid. Like, so his personality shifts to the movie where he's not jokey like that anymore. And also, for some reason, he hates Bucky. Like, he's acting very condescending to Bucky. He's acting very dickish to Bucky. And I'm just kind of like, is this really needed? Is this really necessary? Like, why the fuck are we treating Bucky like he's just the bane of existence now? Like, I hate to say it, but I'm happy to see you. Motherfucker, you had a whole TV show with this man. You know you love him. Y'all were having, like, brotherly, like, visits to your barbecue and shit. What happened off screen? Like, what am I missing? Like, it's stupid. And then it's funny because, like, I'm over here like, all right, cool. They had these friendly barbecues. Maybe Bucky was hitting on Falcon's, sister at the barbecue, and Falcon's like, damn, you fucked my sister, man. We can't be friends. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But isn't it amazing how the one person, here you go, babe. The one person that everyone believes that should have been Captain America, that being Bucky, isn't it funny that he's leading his own Avengers before Captain America leads his own Avengers?
Who are all his Avengers?
Bucky?
Besides Bucky.
Oh no, you mean Bucky's Avengers? Like who's on Bucky's Avengers or who was on Falcon's? Falcon doesn't have an Avengers team yet. There's a rumored Avengers team that he's supposed to be building, but all that we've seen canonically on screen as of right now is that Falcon is pissed that Bucky has had his own Avengers team for a year in Thunderbolts and decides that what he's going to do is sue them for the copyright of the Avengers name because he was spending a year trying to build it and still hasn't built it after the course of a year. How long does it take to build the Avengers? Bucky built it in a day.
I'm just saying,
I mean, sure, it was thrusted on him, but he still built it in a day.
His team technically took down a Void too, so that's kind of a feat.
Well, technically speaking,
they tamed it.
Listen,
who the fuck can say they tamed?
Listen, technically speaking, Yelena tamed the Void. She's like, listen, I'll tame your Void.
What can Falcon really say though? What does he have though?
He beat the Red Hulk solo. That is an accomplishment. It's bullshit, but it's an accomplishment.
No, he didn't beat him. He lost. Red Hulk just lost because he was like, damn, you know what? I'm just gonna give this nigga some sympathy. I'm gonna let him win this fight. I think he just surrendered so he could look good on the movie. Realistically, that's not how it would have went. In the real world, that's not how it would have went. Red Hulk would have probably banged his ass, picked him up, and just broke his back into two and threw him in the water. Come on.
I mean, realistically, it's how it should have gone, but they gave this man so much fucking plot armor. And, like, look, I'm not saying that, like, hey, if Steve Rogers, Captain America, beat up the Hulk, would I call it bullshit? Probably. But at least there's the added bonus that you have super strength. When you have to say, I am part Iron Man, part Black Panther wings, part fucking Captain America's shield, I don't believe that this is a fair fight. And then here's the thing, you could be like, oh, well, it's a Hulk. Okay, cool. But here's my other thing, right? Here's my other issue with him beating the Red Hulk. How the fuck is Falcon able to throw the shield like just Steve Rogers' cap? Like, they genuinely forgot that this man is just a normal man, and it's not like his suit is super enhanced. His suit's supposed to be like able to withstand like some knife wounds or whatever. They never mentioned, as far as I remember, maybe I'm wrong, that the suit enhances his strength. It enhances his speed. That is it. It does not enhance strength. I don't see this motherfucker saying, damn, alright, Falcon wing, hit the shield as I throw it. He throws the shield slowly and then midair, bam, fucking hits it with the wing. That'd be cool. I can agree with that, because then you're hitting it with kinetic energy from the shield, and the kinetic energy of the Wakandan vibranium wing. Cool, that's whatever. This motherfucker doesn't have super strength. How the fuck are you throwing this shield so goddamn hard? And then, on top of that, this already has been pointed out to Kingdom Come about, like, the whole, Red Hulk fight. But there's a moment where Red Hulk grabs, like, a fucking, I think it was like a flagpole, and he swings it at, Captain America. Captain America is able to hold it in place because he has his jet booster on. And his jet booster is not even the wings out, just the jet booster. And that's enough to hold back the Red Hulk. Bro.
That's some anime logic.
Bro, that doesn't make sense. Like, you're telling me,
that's My Hero Academia logic. That's what I call it. This is exactly what happens in My Hero Academia all the time.
Bro, it's such cap because it's such bullshit because literally this man is holding back this fucking flagpole with no wings. It's just his booster. I'm over here like, so your booster's stronger than Iron Man's entire armor because Hulkbuster, I guarantee you, was not gonna not be sent flying when, he get hit by Hulk, with a big old pole, because Hulk did hit Hulkbuster with a pole, and you know what? That motherfucker went flying. But Captain America Falcon says, nah, I got this, and just holds it with his bare hands. I'm sorry, you should be in the next state over by now. With how hard that man was swinging, there was no way Red Hulk was holding back. Man was savaging out. So you're telling me you held that back, but the Hulkbuster couldn't hold back the same thing? Bullshit, bro. Bullshit. I'm not even saying Winter Soldier would have been able to do it. No, he would have been flying too. But I still would have accepted him going flying. I'd rather see a man outsmart the Hulk if you're going to take him out. He didn't outsmart him. He kept running. He literally said, no, stop chasing me. That's it. That's the whole fight. Like, don't get me wrong. What else are you going to do against the Hulk? But, then why are you having him fight the Hulk? Don't have him fight the Hulk. He doesn't have to. And that's kind of the issue I have with the movie, because I watched it with Lens. Mm-hmm. And when we watched it, that's how I felt, was like they were blowing this man's load, bro. They were blowing this man's load. Like, oh my god, dude, we love Falcon. We love Falcon. That's how it felt.
If the Red Hulk would have done the Hulk slam like he did to Loki, he would have been dead.
Yeah. No, he wouldn't because he has vibranium wings inside of his armor.
They don't protect his body.
You say that, but this man held back a fucking flagpole from the Red Hulk.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
It is bullshit, but it's their logic.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. Oh my god. Like, even Spider-Man would have been sent flying from that. They're gonna have Spider-Man fight the Hulk in, like, his own movie. And even I'm like, I love Spider-Man. Like, I got the motherfucker tattooed on my arm. But, like, you better play your cards very fucking well with pulling this off. And even they were like, listen, Spider-Man's strong. He's stronger than...
You want another ball?
You know, we love Spider-Man. You know, he's stronger than Sam Wilson, Captain America. Even they're like, we should probably give him some backup. And he's going to be fighting with Punisher to fight the Hulk. So I'm like, look, both of them should still lose. But, like, I can kind of understand maybe when Hulk's about to grab Spider-Man, bam, grenade launcher. Oh, he's about to grab Spider-Man, bam, RPG. You know, you can kind of make it work. You can't really do it when it's a 1v1 against the fucking Falcon.
No.
You can't do it. It's dumb. It doesn't make sense. So, you know, and then the other thing, they started, like I was saying, they started sucking this man's meat. I have never seen so many people in love with Captain America until it was Falcon. No. Like, don't get me wrong, there were still people that were, like, in the older films, like Tom Holland's Spider-Man, that he was loving Captain America. But, like, I don't know. When it came to Captain America 4, it felt like everyone was sucking Falcon's dick. They're like, I love being on a team with Captain America. I can't wait to team up with Captain America again. Oh, it's really an honor to team up with Captain America. Like, it was almost comical. It really was to a point where it was grating. Because, like, I was like, bro, I feel like if I go and watch Captain America 4 versus the rest of the MCU, and I take a shot every time someone cock worships the original Steve Rogers, I really feel like I'm not gonna get too drunk on Steve, you know? But if I go and watch Falcon's movie where he's Captain America, I feel like I'm gonna be drunk. I feel like I'm gonna be wasted.
Definitely.
Like, they were sucking this man dry, bro. It was ridiculous. I still don't understand why he's, like, angry with Bucky. I really don't. And, like, you know, Bucky, oh, we could never have him be, you know, Captain America. He assassinated JFK. Hey, I could work with that. That's fine. He killed JFK. He killed a president. Everyone knows it. Cool. You can't make him Captain America. You can make his ass a congressman?
Yeah, that was a bit stupid.
Like, what? You can make your ass a congressman? So
he was a really bad congressman.
He lasted a movie and a half, bro. But you're telling me he could be a congressman for a movie and a half, but he can't be Captain America? What? What? That doesn't even make any sense. Like, it's stupid. And then, to add salt on the wound, right? He starts leading his own team of Avengers, and sure, they're not as beloved as the original, but it's meant to be, like, you know, referential to, like, real life or whatever the fuck. Mm-hmm. You know how Marvel is. They love to suck their own dick from time to time. Like, we know what the fans are saying. But, realistically, Bucky leads his own Avengers, and it takes a year for anyone meaningful to really raise a voice and say or do anything. Like, this man led a team of Avengers for a year, and sure, they're not as beloved, but he still led them. And I don't know what missions they would have done. I'm hoping they would have done some. You know, it's implied they did some. He led them pretty efficiently if they survived a fucking year. You know what's sad? Is if you really think about it, that team of Avengers has technically lasted longer than the mainline. Because every time the mainline Avengers teamed up for one of their movies, they always, for some fucking reason, love to say, it's time to break the team back up. Goodbye, guys. You know, it's like, but this team, Bucky's team, stayed together in the same house for a year. Sure, not everyone had anywhere to go, but you're telling me Ant-Man wouldn't like to be at a safe place with his daughter at the Avengers compound? Like, I'm sorry, what? No, that's bullshit. So, like, at least Bucky was able to keep a team of Avengers from moving out within the span of a year. Like, that's an accomplishment in the MCU. No one seems to like being on the Avengers team for more than 6 months. Unless you're talking about Infinity War to Endgame, which I guess they were on call.
I was watching that fight for Red Hulk versus.
Oh, you just watched it again?
And I was like, the only reason why he survived is because he had those wings. Because those wings took the impact of everything I had. And I noticed, I was like, okay. That's the only reason why he survived. And I was like, if he didn't have those wings, Hulk would have whooped him.
But realistically, even
like,
with those wings, he probably shouldn't have survived either, because the issue is, if you look, even though at one point where Red Hulk is punching him, right, and he's got the wings like this, right? When he's got the wings like that, he still has his feet on the ground. Sure, the wings are in the concrete, and even then, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You know, Red Hulk should be able to just slap you up and you come out of the concrete, but whatever, we'll just comic book logic, whatever. So, when Red Hulk's punching that, Falcons still should be feeling the absorption of the hit. Case in point, when regular Captain America fought Thor in the first Avengers, when Thor hit him with his hammer just once, it not only cleared out an entire forest, but it also put Cap on his ass. So it shows, hey, sufficient enough characters of sufficient enough strength will put a Captain America with his shield up on his ass. And I'm kind of inclined to believe that Captain America's shield is stronger than those wings, because those wings got torn up. How the fuck is he surviving so many hits from Red Hulk and not moving?
Dude, his legs should have been shattered. He's a regular human. He doesn't even have the fucking super serum.
Here's the thing.
How is he withstanding that impact?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And here's the other thing. I wouldn't have an issue with this if they just gave him the super soldier serum. But the thing, that's the thing, and they didn't. And the thing is that it pisses me off, because I'm all for, like, hey, we want to bring in more diverse characters. All right, whatever. I'm cool with it. You know, I'm 100% cool with it. But the issue that I have is, you know, they were pushing, you know, this diversity about, you know, Falcon being Captain America in his show. They were like, hey, it's a big responsibility for, you know, a black guy to take up the role of Captain America. And I agree. That is, like, because you have to think, if you have a role that's been going on since the 40s as a white guy, and you say in modern age it's going to be a black guy, it makes sense. There's going to be some pushback. I 100% agree with that. And I think that is an interesting story to tell. Here's my issue with it. It really feels like they don't do anything with it other than lip service.
Yeah.
Like, it really feels like this whole him being black is the reason why he can't be Cap. It feels like the reason why that was brought up was really to illustrate Isaiah Bradley, the real black Captain America. That guy, it was a perfect story. That's really something I would have loved to see as a movie. I would have been all for it. I would have been like, damn, that's an awesome fucking movie. I'm down to see that. But then when you apply it to Falcon, the reason why it doesn't work is because he's never really suffered any racial prejudice on screen in the films. So when you introduce someone like Isaiah Bradley, who has suffered racial prejudice from the start, and you continue that story from the moment he's showing up to the moment he leaves, it all makes sense. But for Falcon to just out of nowhere be like, yeah, the world wouldn't like me being Cap because I'm black. That doesn't sound like him. It doesn't. It just sounds like the writers talking through him. And then they even have the moments where the police are like, oh my god, we're going to have to arrest you because you're giving this white dude some issues. Oh wait, you're an Avenger? Never mind. Like, that's unnecessary. That's not needed. And it didn't really add anything to the story, because going forward, instead of Falcon being like, man, those cops arrested me because I was black. I shouldn't mess with authority too much. If anything, I should be like Steve and do my own thing. His very next movie, he goes in with authority. He works with the police, basically. That doesn't make any sense. They don't even keep track of their own fucking story. At least Isaiah Bradley's consistent. That motherfucker's still like, no, we can't go to the White House. Those people treated me poorly. Those people, are no good. Falcon's like, nah, come with me to the White House. It'll be okay. And then Isaiah Bradley's proven right. So Isaiah Bradley's character is more or less consistent from the show to the movie. But Falcon is like, he's just whatever the writers need him to be at any given time. He doesn't have a designated character. He just doesn't. Like, he's just whatever the writers want to say. If he is suddenly fearful of being Captain America because he's black, he's fearful for being Captain America because he's black. If he's not fearful anymore, cool. Next movie, he works with the government. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Like, I know, like, the end of his show is like, oh, I'm gonna do my own thing. Like, that's why I'm Captain America. But, like, that doesn't mean you have to go and work for the people you hate. That doesn't make any sense. What? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, no, that's stupid. Like, I know he was a military man. I know that. But, like, after you having racial prejudice as the full focal point of the show, you probably should continue that through line into the movie, but they just completely forgot about it. And then, like, the point of the show is now stupid now. The point of the show doesn't make any sense now because the whole point was that people will not accept you as Captain America because you're black. Okay, that's fair. That's a fair point to point out.
Mm-hmm.
But now in his movie, instead of showing that he still has to fight his way up through social prejudice and get through, or racial prejudice. Why did I say social? Have to fight through all this shit, to be Captain America. Instead of you showing that he continuously still has to struggle with the public going against him, because that'd be different than what Cap had to do. Steve Rogers had to deal with the government going against him. And that's what he always was fighting against. Sam Wilson could be a Captain America that fights against the public, but instead of like fighting, he's fighting through his ideals. He's showing that he is worth it. He's proving it. And I like that. I like the difference, and it works. But then when you get to Captain America 4, everyone's just sucking his dick. Like, everyone's like, oh, everyone's gonna love it when I get to kill the Captain America. The Captain America? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, I can't believe I get to work on the same team as Captain America. Wait, why? You probably worked with the original. He worked on the government teams all the time. Oh my god, it's Captain D America? Like, that's how everyone was talking about him in the film. Like, everyone's sucking his dick. Even at one point, Bucky felt like he was sucking his dick. And I'm like, bro, like, you can't have two different stories with this character. They don't work. They don't work. Either A, the world is racist against him, or B, everyone wants to suck his dick. And right now, apparently, according to Captain America 4, everyone wants to suck his dick. Like, let me tell you, about every motherfucker that was sucking this man's dick was white in the fourth film too. So I guess that racist allegory for Captain America and Falcon the Winter Soldier, I guess that doesn't matter. Fuck the racism story we were talking about. No, everyone just loves him now. Everyone just accepts him as Captain America from the start. Like, I would have loved to see him slowly build up to that. And hell, even a Red Hulk fight could still work in this film, but don't have him beat him. Have him beat him morally. You have him beaten on the ground. Red Hulk's about to dish the killing blow. He's about to stab him with his own wing. And he's like, you don't want to let them see you as a monster too, Ross. And then you look around and you see like a helicopter with the news just fucking recording the whole thing, and they got the Red Hulk on camera. He looks at Falcon. He sees him like being choked out, slowly dying. Then he looks over, he sees the blade in his hands, and then he like looks down and he's noticing like, fuck, I'm a Hulk now. I'm literally the worst thing I ever wanted to become. He drops the blade, drops Falcon, then transforms back. I feel like that would be a perfect way to end the film, and then the whole world loves, Sam Wilson as Captain America, because he didn't beat Red Hulk just because he tired him out. He beat Red Hulk because he had a big heart. It might sound mushy, but that's some Steve Rogers shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what Steve Rogers would do.
That's some Steve Rogers shit. Straight up. Like that would show perfectly you are the perfect person to take up the shield after Steve. Because you have a big heart. Even when you're about to die, you like to believe the best in people. And instead, they were like, no, we're just going to give him a fucking Black Panther armor, essentially, and just have him slug it out. Yeah. It's so uninteresting. Like, if I'm being honest, the only thing I remember about the fight is how bullshit certain parts are. Like, I don't watch it, I'm like, oh, I'm enjoying this fight, or whatever. Like, it's not a fight that I'll go back to. Like, most Marvel fights that I really, really like, I'll go back on YouTube and watch them, like, 10, 20, maybe 30, 40 times in the span of a fucking year sometimes. If I have nothing to watch on my daily dosage of YouTube, I'll go and watch some fucking Marvel fights. Those are great.
Which one's your favorite?
MCU or in general?
In general.
Oh, the Spider-Man train fight. Easy. Spider-Man 2 train fight, easily, hands
When
down.
was that, Sandman?
No, Doc Ock.
No, okay, I can't remember.
That's what you're thinking of is the subway fight.
Okay.
He fought Sandman technically in this weird underground subway tunnel system. It was really weird.
What movie was that? Spider-Man 2?
Spider-Man. So Spider-Man 3 is the Sandman fight. Spider-Man 2 is a Doc Ock train fight.
Spider-Man 1 was Green Goblin.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go for Spider-Man 3 now. Watch that shit. Spider-Man 3, man.
Oh, dude,
I know, that's what I'm thinking about. Like Spider-Man 3, I fucking love that movie.
Honestly, I am gonna go see the 3 movies and
When is that
re-release.
one again?
Which one?
Spider-Man 3.
He fights Sandman. Venom.
No, when's the date for it?
Oh, it's the date after Spider-Man 2. I don't remember. They're like at the end of September.
Okay.
I think like
26 to 28, something like that. Well, what do you guys think of our new Lord and Savior, Captain America Christ? You know that
He should just say Falcon.
I honestly prefer him, and it's not to say like he couldn't be fun as Cap. I think if he had the Super Soldier Serum, I'd like him a lot more because you wouldn't have to give him so many fucking Batman gadgets.
I don't think he has what it takes to be Captain America. He still doesn't have what it takes. They're just forcing him.
No.
Yeah, they're forcing a false persona on him. He's confusing. The beginning of Falcon, I liked him. He was cool. This version of him, really, y'all building this man like an anime character.
If
Next.
they would have made it how he said in the story, how he battled him morally instead of physically, he would then, be good for that. But current him, no, he's bullshit.
Yeah, and now he's just kind of dickish. Like, he's acting very militaristic, military man. If anything, it kind of feels like what they gave him out of nowhere was Rhodey's personality. Like, realistically, if you switch out Falcon in Captain America 4 and you switch him in with Rhodey, his personality, while not perfect, works a lot better. But it doesn't work for Falcon. And I know that people can say people can change or whatever. But when I watch Captain America 1 versus Avengers Endgame, I can more or less see the same character. Yeah, he changed, but I can see the same character. If I go and pick out Falcon from Winter Soldier, and I go and take him to Captain America 4, I don't really see the same character. I see some
different person.
It's a completely different person. It feels not like the same person at all. It feels like completely written wrong. It doesn't feel right. The last time that he honestly felt like himself and he was in some meaningful role was Infinity War.
Yeah.
That was the last time that I've watched Falcon and I was like, this feels like Falcon. Because even in his show, like, it didn't really feel like him. It felt like even in that show, they were trying to change him into something different, which I don't mind. Hey, they changed Thor. They realized Thor wasn't working, so they changed him and they made him funnier, and he started to work for a while. Slightly. So, it works. So, like, I'm not opposed to it. But when the character you change him into isn't really as interesting, like, even Bucky after the show, he's still more or less the same Bucky. He's happier, but he's more or less the same Bucky when you see him in Thunderbolts. Bucky's consistent. Falcon's not. So, like, you can tell the writers don't know how to write Falcon, and that makes sense because Falcon, no offense to Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie's an amazing actor, but Falcon has always been written from the start to be a secondary protagonist. He's always been made to be a sidekick. Now, you can make him develop into being the main lead, and that works, and that's also what they were trying to do with his TV show before the movie, which makes sense. But when you don't have a consistent vision from the TV show, which is supposed to prime us for the movie, and these feel like genuinely from Infinity War to the TV show to the movie, Captain America 4, all three feel like different Falcons.
Yeah.
So that shows you don't have a plan. That shows you don't have an idea for what this character is. That shows that there was no through line for this. There was no point of where we were going to go. Like, yeah, you could say, like, oh, well, people would have gotten tired of the race politics. It's a black guy being Captain America. That probably should be the forefront of what he talks about. Like, Steve Rogers talked about the government in all three of his movies. We didn't get tired of it. If it's written well, it works. If it's written poorly, like how it was in the TV show with, the police scenes and whatnot, and like how it just kind of came out of nowhere,
Yeah.
then yeah, it'll be kind of annoying. But like it can work. Something like Falcon should probably talk about race politics. He's black and he's Captain America. How will people view him? That makes sense. But instead, they're like, we'll take the easy way out, and everyone just circle jerks this man. Like, it's annoying. Like, no, like I don't even think anyone loves the Avengers as much as they love Falcon and Captain America 4.
No, no.
Like, I don't know. And then I'm like, fuck, I have to see this man fight Doom.
What if he's the one that ends up killing him? How would you feel if you end up still in the show?
Realistically, if I had to guess who's going to kill Doom, it's probably going to be Iron Man again. If we really think
him back,
they're bringing back everyone. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doom, and he's being paid like $100 million. I would hope to God he's in dual roles for that, because you don't just pay a man $100 million for 2 films for 1 role. Like, that's ridiculous. That's the price of 2 movies, 3 movies, 5 movies, and you're paying it to 1 man for 1 role. You better be getting your money's worth out of that. That's ridiculous. And he's got back end deals. That's ridiculous. Like, look, Marvel, I know you're struggling, but like, I don't know if throwing $100 million at Robert Downey Jr. is like the smartest bet when you guys are struggling. But hey,
he's only the highest paid actor in the world because of Marvel, so I kind of get it.
But realistically, besides Oppenheimer, what else has Robert Downey Jr. done after Avengers? He did Doolittle.
I ain't trying to, no disrespect to him. He's like Charlie Sheen. Like, he was a young actor who got very big, and he started doing drugs and all these crazy things. Like, in the 90s, Robert Downey Jr., he was a notorious alcoholic and he was a notorious drug user, and his career was at the lowest, and he had just recovered, and he was still acting at some time, and the role for Iron Man happened to just hit him up, and he took it, and that's what really blew him up. But if he never did Iron Man, you would have never heard of that man, realistically. No one watches the shit that he's in, besides 21 Jump Street, I think. That's really it. You don't really hear about that
21 Jump Street?
I mean, he was in a TV show.
Oh, he's in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah. But Iron Man is what really people know him mostly from.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer, I guess.
Yeah, like Oppenheimer's like the only thing he's really done after Avengers that anyone knows him from. Like I'm gonna be honest, I really do feel like Marvel could have like, don't get me wrong, will they make $1 billion off of Doomsday? More likely, because just his face alone is gonna put people in seats.
As long as the pandemic doesn't happen, then yeah, it could work.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I feel like you could have lowered the price a bit.
I hope they kill Black Falcon in the next movie, bro.
You thought what?
I hope they kill Black Falcon in Doomsday, bro.
You want Falcon to die?
And Hawkeye.
No, you can't kill my boy.
I don't really fucking like Hawkeye. He's like a dude with a crossbow. I'm like,
dude, he's the underdog.
Yeah, but I'm like, you fight goddamn guys at this point. The niggas with crossbows can really do.
I mean, realistically, Hawkeye has a better win rate than fucking Falcon.
That's the sad thing too. He don't have superpowers. I think he's just a dude that has crazy accuracy. And I'm like, come on, why can't
Bro, here's the craziest shit, right? Let me look at this real quick. Yeah, every time that Falcon was on an Avengers team, it wasn't a guaranteed win. So he lost and don't get me wrong, Hawkeye lost in the airport battle in Civil War II, but he lost at the Battle of Wakanda. Hawkeye wasn't there. You know who helped them win in Endgame and who had to bring Falcon back? Hawkeye.
Damn.
Hawkeye.
So if Hawkeye wasn't alive, then fucking Black Falcon would have been dead.
Probably. Listen, Hawkeye had to play football with the Infinity Gauntlet for a while. Okay, he held on to that shit.
You're right. I cut him some
Listen, Hawkeye's got some football.
I look at him, the equivalent is a Green Arrow. I look at them exactly the same. They're just niggas with bows and arrows. It's like, like some of these people be having some crazy ass power. Some can absorb fucking matter, and nigga with an arrow pulls up. What he gonna really do, What are you fighting some antimatter motherfucker?
But here's the thing. They answered that. They answered that in Age of Ultron.
What's up?
He beat Scarlet Witch. He beat her in a 1v1. He tased her. Mm-hmm. He tased her in the head. She tried to sneak attack him because she took down every Avenger. She took down Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, and Black Widow, and the Hulk. She took them all down solo. And the only one that beat her was Hawkeye. And then even after that, he joked about it. And it was so bad, Quicksilver had to rescue her and get her out.
Yeah.
Hawkeye's the GOAT, bro.
He basically said, I'm not gonna get tased again. And fucking tased her in the head. And she was out.
Bro, like, you gotta put respect to my boy Hawkeye's name, bro. Like, Hawkeye gotta have some respect threads, man. He took out the Scarlet Witch. Guess what? The Illuminati couldn't do that.
You got a point, bro. You got a point. You got a point, man.
The Illuminati couldn't do that.
They got
That
some of the
wasn't
smart
fair.
people.
That was
She
bullshit.
was just looking for her kids, man. They stood in the way, bro. What? You can't be mad. That's what any justified mother would do.
Bullshit, bullshit.
Isn't that something you would do, Lynn? I'm just saying, man. Any justified
For
mother would.
fictional kids?
Bro,
She
those
doesn't
kids,
know. She maybe doesn't know that.
Bro,
Maybe
this
her mind's
woman-
just messed up, man.
this-
She's just in
For
denial.
fictional kids.
She was
Bro.
in denial.
bro, this woman said, listen, I want my kids back. Listen, I can help you with that.
It was a custody battle, and look how it turned out. They don't
It
exist
was a
anymore.
custody battle with her own broken mental state.
Bro, she was having a custody battle with her imaginary friends. That's literally what it was. There's no way to put around this. She murdered half of, like, different teams of heroes and tons of wizards for her imaginary friends.
And I like how they got the perfect actor for Mr. Fantastic. Just to kill him off. Just to give us this mushroom
That is-
looking motherfucker, Pedro Pascal.
That is bullshit.
And I'm like,
It's very much bullshit.
I would have enjoyed, watching, him, but you
That's
get
what the people wanted.
The Last of Us motherfucker. What was the other movie he was in? Can't remember. He was on
He's been in a few.
He's the Mandalorian.
Mandalorian that bad. But it's just his face.
The first season, but the rest of it's kind of dog shit.
Okay, you know what? Can I talk about Fantastic Four real quick?
Yeah.
So, bro,
Give me a second long.
alright, here. You're gonna need this to get high, sweetheart. Alright, so, bro, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Thank you.
the lighter. This turned into the MCU just sucks now mode. I love it.
Cause
Bro-
it's fucking bullshit.
Bro, it's not even like I hate the MCU. Like, I got fucking Marvel tattoos
You know
on my
what
fucking body,
sucks?
but like...
You know what sucks? They have the movies fucking planned out. They have thousands. They have thousands of comics they can pull from for stories. Instead, they're doing all this woke bullshit, changing things that don't need to be changed, and pissing off the fans on purpose.
I mean, whether or not I think certain shit's woke or not, like, I don't know about that. For me, my issue is more so the writing. Like, the writing for characters in these movies and shows has just not been of quality. And I'm not trying to say I want it to be of something like Endgame. I am aware not everything's going to hit the heights of Endgame
Yeah.
or Infinity War or
It's
Age of
supposed to be.
Ultron or the first Avengers, but I just kind of want something that feels familiar, but still gives me a new story. Like, I can go back to a lot of the old MCU films, and something that's very interesting about every single one of them, even the bad ones. Like, I don't, like, Doctor Strange 1 is okay, but, like, Thor: The Dark World is bad.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I can kind of go and watch those two movies again without any issues if they come on TV or I see them on Disney Plus and I don't have anything else to watch. I can watch those again, and I prefer to watch those over Thor: Love and Thunder and Doctor Strange 2 because those older films feel more rewatchable. They feel more rewatchable. I feel like I can rewatch them again. Like, I'd rather watch Ant-Man 1 over Ant-Man 2 and 3 any day.
The story had meaning back then.
Yeah.
It doesn't have meaning now. It has a checkbox list
Mm-hmm.
that it tries to hit for a quota. They don't do storytelling anymore. They don't let the actors act. They don't let the fucking CGI people CGI. Everything has to be on a checklist in a time frame to meet a quota. And it sucks the life out of it.
Yeah, you're right. Because my issue is that none of these movies feel rewatchable. After I've watched them once, I'm kind of good. Like, for instance, Captain America 4, I've watched it once. I don't need to watch it again.
No.
I've seen Thunderbolts. I like Thunderbolts, but I've seen it once, and I'm kind of okay. But then there's the Fantastic Four. I'm gonna be honest, kind of boring. I'm pretty good watching it never again. And that's the issue is none of these movies feel all that rewatchable because like they lack the heart of the original films. It feels almost like in these films, I'm not really sure if they know what they want with the story. Like, do they want to, do their own thing, or are they scared that the fans are going to be upset about certain criteria that they do or certain things that they do? Like in Thunderbolts, you could tell that there were more jokes that they wanted to do, and I'm happy they toned it down, but you could tell that it felt unnatural where they did put the jokes sometimes. And you could tell they wanted to put in more to make it more natural, but they toned it down probably because someone said, no, 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 the fans wouldn't like that as much because they don't like our jokes as much anymore. I feel like that's what it is. So it feels like it clashes sometimes with the tone. And so that's why for Thunderbolts, it was a good movie, but the tone clashed enough for me that I'm like, I've seen enough. I'm good. I'll wait till they show up again. Like, and I don't even really want to see any of the fights in Thunderbolts minus the Sentry being everyone's ass fight. Because all the other fights, they kind of blend together. They're kind of okay. Captain America 4, what am I going to look up? He beats up some white guys at the start. Cool. He beats up Gus Fring. Cool. He fights Japan, which are a bunch of planes. Cool. Like, the only one you'd probably search up is the Red Hulk fight, but the Red Hulk fight was more infuriating with the logical leaps and bounds I had to make to make it work in my head, because it's not a cartoon, but it's trying to act like it is.
Yeah.
And that's the issue with the movie too. If you watch the movie, picture it being a cartoon. Just make all of them cel shaded. The movie works so much better at that point. It makes so much more sense with all the cartoony shit that they're trying to do, all the cartoony dialogue. It makes sense as a cartoon. Just make the whole movie a cartoon. Don't change any dialogue, any scenes. Just make it cartoon. There you go. It works. But as live action actors, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It just
You can do more things with cartoon style than you can live action.
Yeah.
It feels like they were trying to stretch the live action into a cartoon with its style, but it just didn't work because it was live action.
Yeah, you're right. It's just not there. Like the only thing like the last Marvel movies that I liked were Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Spider-Man No Way Home, and Shang-Chi, right? And honestly, the issues I've had with a lot of the films after Endgame, and I've only really noticed it afterwards, is it feels like they don't take the source material that seriously.
No.
Almost like sometimes they have to make jokes at its expense, and that kind of takes me out. That's why I actually like Superman so much more than most of the Marvel films for the last like 5 years, is because Superman acts like an actual comic book film and is okay with it. Marvel half the time feels embarrassed by it. Like even in Spider-Man No Way Home, a film that I love to death, it still irritates me and grosses me out whenever they ask Dr. Octopus for what's his name and they laugh at him and say, no, 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 seriously, what's your name? Like they can't take it all that seriously. Like Peter, you fought someone named Mysterio. You fought a purple alien named Thanos. Like Dr. Otto Octavius is something that'll make you laugh. Okay. Like it feels like they don't take the source material seriously. It feels like they always have to make jokes about it. Like She-Hulk, she couldn't just accept that her name was She-Hulk. She had to be like, oh, some idiot Redditors or idiot people online called me She-Hulk, and well, it kind of stuck. So now I'm just kind of stuck as the She-Hulk, whether I like it or not. And it's like, why do you have to be bitter about where you came from? Like, why do you have
because they hate the fans and they're actively trying to destroy the fan base. It's exactly what they did with Star Wars.
See, because for me, it's upsetting because it's like I don't want to pay for a product where it feels like either my intelligence is being disrespected or the characters that I love are being disrespected. This isn't saying that I don't want my characters to lose. I think losing is important for a character because that's the only way that you can have a satisfying conclusion to a story. A hero has to lose in order for them to win. If all a character does is win, 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 then the film is boring. Case in point, Captain America 4. So, um, you know, when you have that, going on where they're making fun of the characters that I love, like Doctor Octopus, they're just like making fun of the name, like how goofy is that someone could be named that, dude. Like Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, like they named these characters. They're legendary writers and artists. Like respect the work that came before. Like I understand it's like, oh, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. I don't mind any joke, but when you're making fun of like, oh my god, can you believe how crazy the situation is that we're in? Or oh my god, can you believe what this supervillain's dumb name is? Who would ever name him that? It feels like you're making fun of the source material in a very, very malicious way, and I just don't have interest in it. I don't. I really don't. It's disgusting. I don't like it. And then when you're, using one character to prop up another, like you talk shit about a character to make another one look better. This was something that happened in like the CW, where Supergirl.
Yeah.
Where did you ever see the Supergirl versus Superman fight? The first one.
If I did, it was a long time ago. I probably don't remember it.
So in this fight, Supergirl and Superman are fighting because Superman is under mind control, and so she has to fight him. And she, while it is a knockdown, drag out fight, she just slugs him out. She beats him. But the way it was in the fight, the reason why a lot of fans had issue with it was the way she took him out was okay, but afterwards, Superman started sucking her dick, saying like, "Oh, well, yeah, you were clearly way stronger than me. No, even if I was under non-mind control, you would have clearly beaten me. No, like, Kara, you're easily the strongest of the two of us." It was stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, in the comics, sometimes Supergirl is stronger than him, but I don't want to hear it. I want to see it. I don't want to see some of my favorite characters that are larger than life and have bigger names coming down on their knees, sucking the cock of someone lower than them to give them a boost. Like, that's ridiculous. I don't want to see that. It's disgusting. So I don't fuck with it. But that's kind of what they do. They kind of use one character to prop up another, and I fucking hate that shit. And that's like what it feels like in all the MCU. Like fucking as of late, like Riri Williams is like, I'm smarter than Iron Man. I'm smarter than Ant-Man, and I get her personality is supposed to be snarky and unlikable. Then congratulations, you won. She's snarky and unlikable. I don't like her, So congratulations, you won. I don't want to watch her. I don't want to watch her. I watched her for fucking Mephisto, and I feel like I wasted my time because the motherfucker was only in episode 6. Like, fuck. I watched the whole show for him, and I didn't know he was only in the last episode.
There's only 6 episodes.
Dude, you say only. I would love to see you sit down and watch Ironheart.
Why would I watch Ironheart? That's the question.
I thought it was for Mephisto, bro.
I'm not gonna see you that much.
Bro.
I've already been DC at heart.
Bro, the only way for you to get a character up is to make another character look bad. Your writing is shit. And your writing is something I'm not gonna fuck with. Easy. Like they did the same thing with She-Hulk. They tried to make, Hulk look like a bitch. I control my anger infinitely more than you. Bro, the reason why he asked if you have another alter ego is because literally the Bruce Banner's alter ego, which is the Hulk, is literally the personification of pure rage. So no, Mrs. Jennifer Walters, the one who has no alter ego, you do not control your anger more than Bruce, because literally he is controlling the Hulk as we speak, being able to have full-fledged, full sentences with you. And that is a monster that has infinite rage connected to hell. So I don't know, but I think Bruce is beating you even as you speak. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's wild. So yeah, the MCU, it just kind of feels like they can't commit to the comic book look. They're like, oh, we can commit to the comic book look, but they also want to be more serious, which is fine. Like, I don't mind. But when you have like the Sentry coming out looking like he's in a fucking military suit, like, yeah, you made it yellow, and I'm happy you made it yellow. But why the fuck does he have like tile? Like he fucking has like shower sliding glass window texture on his fucking like suit. Why the fuck does he have that?
It would be easier just to stick to the source. Honestly, it would be. Save them a lot of headache.
I mean,
you can really fuck it up if you stick to the source. You really can't, as long as you make it right. That's all you gotta do. Y'all can make shit right. It seems like y'all can't put that shit together. After Tony died, damn near, it feels like everything fell apart. That's the sad thing. Their franchise fell apart without his ass.
Well, realistically, what happened was behind the scenes, they got like a new boss at Disney, and that boss basically said, "Hey, leader in charge of Marvel, I'm taking your control away, and you also have to make as many products as possible." Now, here's my thing. I still blame Kevin Feige for how bad the MCU is right now, because if you're gonna give someone praise for their wins, like Thunderbolts, you're gonna give them, the cons too. And Kevin Feige, I feel, is at fault for all these shits going bad because he should have had what James Gunn has, which is they have a co-host, they have a co-lead at DC. There's two CEOs of DC. It's James Gunn and what is the other guy's name? I don't want to say Peter Safran because I'm pretty sure that's the guy above at Warner Brothers. But anyway, James Gunn has a co-host, not co-host. Why do I keep saying co-host? He has a co-CEO.
Mm-hmm.
So that means two CEOs. And yeah, they don't put out as much as Marvel, but something like that is your best bet to steer the ship. And sure, I know James Gunn was supposed to be the guy that either takes over the MCU or be the co-host. But if that doesn't work out, that doesn't mean you stop trying. You go and figure shit out. Like if you're the MCU and you have a criteria of each year to have so much film and so much shows and you feel you're being overwhelmed, yes, you probably should have a co-lead. And the fact that they never figured that out, not only is it upper management's fault, but it's also his fault.
Yeah.
Like you kind of fucked up, so it's kind of on you.
No, you're right about that. But then they consistently put out these live action TV shows that underperform. You got WandaVision that did good. You probably have another one, but everything else fucking sucked. Mm-hmm. And then all the movies that they released sucked. How many people was happy about Captain Marvel? How many motherfuckers were like, "Oh my fucking gosh, I get to see a new Captain Marvel movie, bro"? How many motherfuckers are really saying, "Oh my gosh, bro, this is the next big thing"? Nobody. Then what was it? Internals. What the fuck is going on with it now? It's like my dad, non-existent. So it's like, yeah, you make references of it in other movies, and that's cool. What the fuck happened to the people that just got, fucking abducted into fucking air? I want to see something with that, or I get it did bad. And, what was the other one? I think, I'm going to say this, though, Moon Girl wasn't a bad show. I really feel like they should have just did it as a more animated approach, like how DC does it with their animated movies, even though they're not, always the best. It's consistent. It has a good story to it.
I feel like the Eternals are going to be killed at the beginning of Doomsday, bro.
Who?
The Eternals.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that as the first 5 seconds of the screen. You just seen him sucking the souls out of the fucking.
No, I feel like the movie would open with them like fighting him, the Eternals, and he just kills them all.
All of them?
Yep.
That'd be nice. I don't know, I'd be kind of sad if you killed Makari and other shit. Oh,
but, like, realistically, like, where are they?
I don't know, man. They're still on trial. If you think about it, they were put on trial, if I'm not mistaken.
Bro, they never came back. That's one hell of a trial.
Bro, that is a lengthy trial in Vegas. Damn, Marvel court system is no joke, man. God damn, well, they abduct you and they don't ever talk about that shit again. Bring that shit to the CEO, he might take you back to the jail.
Bro, and then Blade exists in the world. He actually does, because fucking Black Knight, he picked up a sword and he heard Blade's voice in the sword. So Blade exists, fucking Black Knight exists, but both of them are gonna be like, oh, that Doom guy?
They're just still wondering, that dude's just still wondering what the fuck happened to his girlfriend, He's probably walking like, man, damn, where the fuck is she at? Like, shit, I see her go up in his face and fuck, I should contact somebody. Motherfucker, kind of like the Thunderbolts or something. They can probably help you. They got the fucking Void on their team now, so shit. They can probably fly you up there. I know the Void ain't gonna take shit from them, so there you go. You can find your girlfriend if you wanted to, man. Just contact them. Think about that shit, man. That's the one person I would want to contact if some shit happened and had to go in space. Ain't no one fucking with him. Okay, Carnage, no. I don't know, man. I'm gonna stick with the vote on my side. I'm gonna be handcuffed to that motherfucker for sure.
Well, I mean, in the comics, Null beats the Void. I mean, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And then you later find out that the writer of that book didn't actually know what the Void was. So I don't know if you should really count it. Because I've never heard a writer go back on his own fight and say, yeah, I may have bullshitted it. Like, I've never heard that. I'm sure there's maybe an example, but I've never heard of that before. Like, that's wild to me.
There it is.
Moral of the story.
Lie down.
Falcon should have been Captain America.
It's crazy that DC's finally beating them.
Bro, DC's giving me what I've been wanting from Marvel. Just be like, you can still make a costume with a bunch of lines on it. I guess it's disgusting, but whatever. You can do it if you want, and you can do it like how DC does, but it's vibrant colors, and it works. You could still have a more realistic world than DC. That's fine. You don't need the blue filter. You don't need that. The bright yellow filter. You don't need that. You don't need that. You can still keep it like a dark, musty world, but with colorful heroes. But like, even if you're not going to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck are we talking shit about the source material? Why the fuck are we sounding like we're ashamed of the source material? We hate the source material, or anyone who disagrees with us is like a bigot? Like, I don't know, bro. Marvel's high off their own supply. They're high on some farts.
You know the only redeeming thing about Marvel right now is Marvel Rivals.
Bro, oh my
that's
god.
That's the only thing. That's the only way to keep them relevant.
I think that's the only thing keeping them afloat right now.
That's really it. It's a smart move, though. Think about it.
Because, I mean, like, I'm going to be completely honest, like, that's really all they got going for them right now. Because
they could
like,
have had Avengers still, technically. They could have still had Avengers running up if they wanted to. The game that came out a long time ago, if they just would have did it correctly, that game would have still been in service right now.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
That game would have been so great because that Rockstar would have